What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we are going to be showcasing how to get all of the exotic catalysts for the Wolfsbane exotic axe recently added to Destiny 2 after the Ashen Iron major update. And so, let's get started. Now, first things first, we do have some important information before you begin. First of all, if you still haven't gotten the Wolfsbane, check out my guide on how to beat this exotic mission linked right up above. But when that exotic mission went live last week, you could also go and find its hidden secret intrinsic perks as well as the first exotic catalyst attrition orbs. Now, that information is linked in this guide right up above. Don't worry, in this video we are going to be going over how to get attrition orbs, but as for those intrinsic perk upgrades, you do need to watch that separate guide. Alright, so keeping that in mind, before you begin the Heliostat exotic mission to go and find these catalysts, you can actually get them all done in one run. You do need to make sure that the difficulty is at master difficulty or above. Otherwise, these things will not spawn. And so therefore, if you aren't high enough level, you are going to need to make sure you are at least around 300 light. By the way, there's actually a chest right next to Zavala as of this week that will just give you 300 power level armor, so problem solved. Keeping all that in mind, let's talk about these catalysts. Alright, now for our first exotic catalyst, this was the one available last week. Near the very beginning of this mission, you're going to activate this shielding scion, get said shield, and then you're going to run through this hall and then go around the corner to acquire this datapad sitting on the ground. Once you acquire the datapad, you're going to head over to this nearby monitor and insert this datapad. The monitor will change and nothing will happen. You'll actually need to beat this mission to get that catalyst. So at this point, again, you can beat the mission, get the catalyst, and restart the mission, or you can just keep going and then get a bunch of catalysts at once, potentially. But just keep in mind something very important. It actually does matter which monitor you put these datapads in. Each datapad has an assigned monitor that will matter more later. So, as for the second exotic catalyst, what you're going to do is get through this first main encounter, guys. You're going to head through this kind of puzzle right here until eventually you get to this section of the exotic mission where you summon your first hacking scion. So you're going to summon this scion, you're going to do this initial section, and the elevator is going to spawn. So this elevator is where we're going to find the second exotic catalyst. Now, as you're going down the elevator shaft, either by riding the elevator itself or by letting the elevator go and then just jumping down the shaft, obviously you will still have to shoot those electrical barriers in front of you so you don't die. But as you're going down this shaft, make sure to pay attention to the symbols you see displayed in front of you, as you can see in the background gameplay. So for us, there is 3 of the same symbol, 3 of the arrow pointing right, that is kind of sitting above this top doorway, guys. Then, as I continue to fall down, I actually see another set of 3 symbols. This time, it's 3 X's above another doorway. So once I reach the bottom, there's actually a new area where you can summon another hacking scion. So you're going to want to do that. You call him over to the left monitor, and then over to the right, we actually have several monitors with different symbols. These symbols will make the elevator go to different places. So as you can see right here, the first one we activate is the arrow pointing right. That's the first set we saw going down. The elevator goes up to that location. Now you can see I wasn't fast enough. It actually goes right away. I just missed the elevator. So it's am I screwed? No. As you can see right here, we then activate the X symbol, and it stops at that second doorway that we saw while falling down, right? So it's going to go to whatever one you activate. And then the third symbol that we didn't see, that's going to call it all the way down to the bottom. So I missed it again. I can just hop back on now. So I'm going to call it to that top one first, right? The first set of symbols we saw. As you can see, we write it all the way up. For whatever reason, I think it's coded not the best, and so it thinks you're going through the electricity, so you're going to be taking massive damage as you're going up here, but whatever. As you get to the top here, guys, you are going to then go into this doorway, right? That's based on the symbol you've just activated. And here we have a data pad in this small room. Now, after that, guys, you're going to have to go back down, and if you're accurate, while you're falling, you could try to hit this, secondary room, or simply go back to the bottom, call the elevator all the way back down, and then call it to that second room. So in this case, it's the X symbols. And then in this lower room, as you can see right here, we have the monitor that you can interact with to deposit your datapad. So that is the second hidden catalyst done. Now, right after this elevator section, guys, you're going to drop down into this big encounter here. So, you're going to do this encounter as you normally would up to the very end. That's when things start to get a bit different. Now, after you've entered all the security codes correctly, normally you have a reward chest spawn, and then you activate the Warsat elevators. But just before you do that, guys, you're going to want to go and get the datapad that's in this area. So what you're going to need to do is go to any one of the 3 offshoot rooms that you have to go to enter the correct symbols, and now you're going to go up. As you can see, these areas actually have like a shaft that you can jump through to get on top of this kind of big Warsat pyramid. Then you use this catwalk to go to the middle here, and you can see like facing this direction, like this is where we jump down. You can see that underneath this particular catwalk, we have a datapad. Now, where is the monitor? Well, that actually requires a bit of a puzzle to unlock, because you cannot access this datapad's monitor normally, like from this point, unless you do what I'm about to show you. So at this point, you then go back and activate the Warsat elevators as you normally would, guys. But now you need to go and find 3 hidden activatable objects that look exactly like this monitor that you just activated. So as you can see right here, we're going to travel to the first one. Directly behind this object you activate, you can see you have another activatable monitor right here, guys. Then we're going to head off to the left. So on the left side here, you can see there's a little offshoot platform you can stand on. You jump on this other platform on the side of this pillar, and then around the corner, we have another one of these objects you can activate. Now at this point, you want to go to the opposite side. So you can see the route we take in the background gameplay. Once you get all the way around here, you go to where the elevator is going up on this particular side, and you can see where I'm shooting is actually where this object is located. So we're going to go up the elevator, then you can jump off and go and activate this third object. Once you activate all 3, you can see in the bottom left of your screen, Central Systems Rebooted. At this point, you actually need to go back inside that main area, and there's actually another hacking scion you can call. So you call another one, and if you look at the monitors, a new code is displayed. So a code that's different from the code that you did during this main encounter. So you call the hacking scion and you enter this new code as you normally would. You basically do the encounter over again, but with no ads this time. Once you enter all 3 of these symbols correctly, you'll see on the bottom left of your screen, access granted. When you see this, you head out to this central area, and as you can see right here, a hole has opened up in the ground right in front of that object you activate to call the elevators. So you jump down here, and right here, we actually have the monitor where you have to insert this datapad, guys. Now, moving on from there, we have the final catalyst you can get. So this catalyst is essentially going to be split up in this jumping puzzle. So you have two sides of this jumping puzzle. One has the datapad, the other has the monitor. So, which side do you go to first? Well, as you can see right here, back in that main central area, looking at that object you activate to summon the elevators in the first place, you head off to the left, as you can see right here. From this point, you frankly run this left jumping puzzle as you normally do. You head basically all the way through it to the very end, just before you would normally, activate the object to activate one half of the big grav lift. But instead, when you're in this final hallway, guys, as you can see right here near the back, there's a little area you can jump down on, and here we have a datapad. So you're going to pick this up, and then you're going to do the first half of the objective. You're going to activate this object right here. You're going to go through the teleporter right here. That's going to bring you to this central area. At this point, you simply head over to the other side, guys. You go to the other jumping puzzle, and you're going to head forward on this jumping puzzle again like you normally would until you reach, once again, that kind of final hallway. So once you do reach this final hallway, as you guys can see right here, if you go one direction, you go towards the proper objective. But if you simply turn around and go the other way, there's a new room right here. And at the back, you have this monitor that you can insert the datapad to right here, guys. And then that should be all of the available datapads, all of the available catalysts for this weapon. At this point, you simply need to, actually activate the elevator. You need to beat this actual mission. And once you do, as you guys can see right here, you're going to get your catalysts. Again, you can do a bunch of catalysts at one time, apparently, or you can do one and then the other and then the other. We only got one catalyst because we were doing one catalyst at a time because, we were going and finding all these. So there you guys have it. That is going to be all of the exotic catalysts for the Wolfsbane exotic axe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus, that is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.